So this is my human development journey by Jaylene Sanchez. So these are just pictures of me growing up, and a couple of the books that really shaped me, I guess. One of them was The House on Mango Street, Oh, the Places You'll Go, and Small Steps. And one of the people that really influenced me when I was younger was Sonia Sotomayor. And if you don't know who she is, she was the first Hispanic female Supreme Court justice. And then this is just a little picture of a doctor because I want to be a doctor. So we're going to start with my physical development. And in my early childhood, I grew about 1 to 3 inches per year until about 15 years old. It kind of started slowing down a bit. I slowly lost baby fat. I got more teeth, and my cheeks became less chubby. And then for middle childhood, I went through a growth spurt from about 10 to 15. I slimmed out and I gained muscle. I got stronger facial features like cheekbones, cheeks, jawline. I started doing CrossFit when I was 14, and I started my menstrual cycle when I was 13. And then for adolescence, I gained more muscle mass, continued to gain more muscle mass, but I stayed about the same height the whole time. And then early adulthood, I just entered early adulthood, but since then I've begun to develop more feminine features. And then cognitive development. So I'm going to talk about Pagets theory. Children move through 4 stages of development, and intelligence isn't something that grows and develops through multiple stages. And children are not less smart than adults, they just think a little bit differently. And learning isn't just about obtaining knowledge, it's about doing things too, and learning by doing. The stage 1 of the cognitive development was sensory motor stage from 18 to 24 months. And this stage, kids learn their motor skills like grabbing, touching, biting, crawling, walking. You begin to know the world through movements and sensation. And I started walking when I was around 10 months old, and I was potty trained around 20 months old. And then I started to understand cause and effect a little bit more. Stage 2 was the pre-operational stage, which is ages 2 to 7 years old. During these stages, I was a little egocentric. I couldn't really see other people's point of view. I only felt like I was in my own little bubble all the time, and it was my world. I became a lot more independent. I started to become a little bit more outgoing, and I started growing into my character. And stage 3 was concrete operational stage, which was 7 to 11 years old. And I started to think a little bit more logically. I became a lot more sensitive and mentally tougher. And then stage 4 was the formal operational stage, and it's ages 12 and up. And I developed intuition. I became a lot more social, and I thought more logically and used more morals when I thought. In spiritual development, so I had a quinceañera, and that was probably one of my milestones in my spiritual journey. I had to renew my baptismal promises. I got baptized when I was a baby, and I had to go through confession at the Catholic Church, and I was basically just accepting God to be my guide and accepting the Word of God. And each thing that I got that day represented something different. So the crown represented that I will always think with God in the back of my mind. And the earrings were I was always going to listen to God, and my necklace was that I would always let God guide me. And then my best friend had given me a surprise gift, and it was just to remind me that life is full of surprises. And then my socio-emotional development, a lot of these I've just learned in the past year, and I've expressed my feelings with words more, been proud of self-accomplishments, positive self-image, more aware of others' feelings. Asking for help was a big one. I'm a lot more self-reliant than I was before, and I become very goal-oriented. So thank you for listening. This has been my development journey. Hope you guys enjoyed.